Drivers will start getting new alerts on Illinois roadways, and they may just save someone's life. Here's why. The Illinois State Police and state's Department of Innovation and Technology today announced they're partnering to allow alerts and expand in-car notifications when there's an incident or a crash involving ISP personnel on the road. Drivers in Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Mercedes-Benz, and Volkswagen vehicles produced in 2018 will benefit from this. People also will receive alerts when using the navigation app Waze or Apple Maps.
These in-car infotainment system and navigation app alerts mean the preventability of a crash increases and the risk to our officers and motorists decreases. This additional advanced warning will help ensure drivers are paying attention and focused on the road.
Now, the system will alert drivers to an incident through their infotainment system when they're about 20 seconds away. This includes crashes and traffic stops as well. It works on all Illinois roadways, but only when ISP is on the scene.